Hey, what's up everyone? Ragey Golden Eagle here, having way too much fun as always. And have you guys heard the news yet that women are just as strong as men and can do everything men can do, but better? And while wearing heels too at that, and probably while pregnant as well. Well, I hate to break it to you, cause if that's what you heard, they seem to be backtracking a little bit. Are women working too hard? Study calls for females to have a shorter working week than men because many are on the brink of dangerous burnout. Careful there, Alice Murphy. You're sounding very sexist, you know. Are you trying to claim that women can't handle a 40-hour work week like men can? That's so not current year. But either way, let's get into it a little bit. A study published by the Australian National University found that the healthy working week for women should be limited to 34 hours compared to 47 for men. 47, huh? Yeah, I guess it makes sense. I mean, the only purpose of men is to work for women after all. I'm surprised they had it as low as 47. Let's see what led them to this conclusion, though. These findings reflect the outside of work hours that women lose to traditional domestic responsibilities and caregiving duties. This is current year. What working woman does that? I mean, this is the same current year where stay-at-home wives, not even mothers, just stay-at-home wives, still bitch at their husbands to do quote-unquote their share of the housework. Meanwhile, while he's at work earning the money, she's sitting on her ass watching Netflix all day. Not to mention, I'm quite certain this study didn't go to any of the hours that men lose listening to their wives nag them. I know I may be a rarity in current year, but I actually grew up with both my mom and my dad. And I got to see firsthand that my mom made sure my dad could never rest. He gets a day off, that just means, oh hey, you got a whole day to do all this work around the house. Yeah, for my dad to have a day off, he couldn't be home. Am I being a little bit petty and nitpicky here? Yeah, I definitely am. But I'm pretty much just responding in kind to a very petty and nitpicky article/study. I'm trying to point out, if you guys can do it, I can do it too. Especially when the article is full of bullshit like this. Long working hours erode mental and physical health because it leaves less time to eat well and look after oneself properly. Oh really? You don't say! And here I thought the fact that men on average die years before women was just an accident. Because of the additional demands placed on women, Dr. Din says that it is impossible for women to work the long hours often expected by employers unless they compromise their health. And this is somehow different for men, mind you. Like I pretty much just said, this is all just extremely petty and whiny. And since us guys have been on the receiving end of this long enough, I'm gonna give you the same responses that men get when they file similar complaints. Be a woman. Woman up and stop whining. Nobody likes a whiny bitch. You can't handle the heat? Get out of the kitchen. So petty whining aside, what do they think the solution is? Experts recommend that women should work shorter hours in order to compensate for the unpaid jobs they do every single day. Yeah, that's another thing just like the wage gap. It's been debunked so many damn times. But hey, they just keep bringing that up to pat themselves on the back and say, hey, look how awesome we are. But you know what? I'm actually fine with this. Fine, work shorter hours. I know people who work 32-hour weeks. That's just their normal schedule. But they get paid for 32 hours, not for 40. If you want to work part-time, you're gonna get part-time pay. Employers are not a fucking charity here, princess. They are only paying you because they view the labor you put in as being worth more than the money they're giving you. The second you become a liability to your employer, then you won't be employed for much longer, let's just put it that way. Yu Dan Shi, founder of the executive coaching project Inner Genius. Executive coaching, is that a thing? Well, I guess it is apparently. Says that women must take care of their health and mindset and prioritize what they want to achieve rather than what is socially expected of them. Hey, I do not disagree with this at all. Hell, that's exactly how I'm living my life, and I'm not a woman last I checked. Wait, let me check. Yep, still got a penis. And I don't care who I just triggered by saying that either. But yeah, this isn't bad advice. And obviously this is just a quote-unquote privilege for those who can afford it. If you don't exactly have job opportunities everywhere and you're living paycheck to paycheck and you have to work 60 hours at your job, this may not be an option for you. But if you make enough money that you can actually afford to drop to part-time, If you don't need that extra money, then yeah, I say consider doing that. As a guy, I quickly learned that what's socially expected of me is for me to literally sacrifice myself for the greater good, so to speak. And the thing is, I don't even get to decide what the greater good is. I'm just supposed to be a man and do it without questioning. Yeah, no, not doing that. And I'm not ashamed to admit it either. So if any women wants to adapt the same mindset, I'm not going to rip on you for it. Just do us all a favor and don't make up excuses for it, alright? That's all I gotta say, guys. Thanks for listening.